opinion.
I do love his opinions.
Yeah.
Though. I do love his opinions. Though.
Yeah.
His
Oh.
opinions. His opinions. His opinions.
Oh man. And if anything I say will offend you, well, you can turn this thing off right now and go fuck yourself. Hey, baby.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I love you.
I love you.
We have a special guest. Who's your special friend over there?
This is Letty.
Hello.
Letty. Is she using it? She's using a pen name.
Yeah, I guess.
Nobody's supposed to know that.
Yeah, everybody.
That's her real name.
Oh, are we gonna get to change your name every 5
Yes,
seconds?
we are.
Oh, I love
I
this.
love when we do
I love
that.
when people are
It's my
undercover
favorite.
on the show.
Yes.
This is not going to be this is going to be the opinion of the hippo. He's going to have not great
A heart
opinions.
attack soon.
No,
No.
I'm done today. I was done earlier, but I'm really done now.
Oh man.
You didn't even do anything.
Oh my
You're so
God.
right. You are so right.
Jesus. We do not start that. We got hey birthday buddy.
Bye.
This is birthday buddy's opinion today, and introduce yourself there, my friend. You can use a fake name if you want. Diamond.
You have to put the
You have to,
microphone
like,
in your mouth.
In your mouth.
Oh, I don't think he's plugged. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on, he unplugged. And go.
We'll be Matt.
Oh, there you are.
Maverick.
Oh, we just lost cameras.
Oh.
That's all right.
We're
Okay.
good.
We're good,
I can
good.
see me.
I can
Okay.
see me. I can see you, buddy.
Good.
Me too.
Perfect.
Hello. So, buddy,
So
and now the cameras are on.
mine are back now.
Mine are still on.
We're good. it always starts like this.
It does.
So,
Especially when there's other people around. Or will we go live? Like we just recorded last week,
It
did
was
no
perfect.
live, and we had no issues.
it was perfect last week.
Yeah.
But listen, it happens.
It does.
Like we went to that show at the Orlando Improv to watch, our favorite podcast, Small Time Murder,
Mhm.
and they had tons of difficulties on it. And they've been doing it for years,
They did.
and people pay a lot of money to go see them.
We did.
So listen, I just, I think this is normal. I just don't want Jason to stroke out.
I don't think he likes this version of normal.
Yeah,
Too late. It's too late.
Oh.
I would like to say how much I appreciate Jason
Me
and how
too.
much I love him. And like, I'm gonna hire a sketch artist to follow you around, like one of those courtroom sketch artist people. Because I want, what I want? I want
It's
an
not on a
office.
paper.
I want an office of drawings of you.
Oh, we can make wallpaper.
I know. There's so much.
Look at that.
We can. Let me go off of this picture the other day that birthday buddy sends me a picture of Jason on a couch with a snake.
And a dog.
And,
I really don't even want to talk about that.
and,
Dog is there.
and as I'm watching that picture, I went on a call, and then I get to the hospital and I'm showing people pictures of Jason. And by the time I look around, I got a crowd of people asking questions about sitting next to Jason. Weird.
And why he's wearing no clothes.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I could sell him.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
He is, like, people would pay money
Yeah.
for you and would watch your OnlyFans.
People would want their money back quick.
And
I don't think they
I don't
would.
know why we don't have an OnlyFans channel.
I think
for
they
you.
would be throwing more money at us to say,
Oh.
what can he do next?
Yeah.
Please don't let this happen.
I love anything he does. Well, what did I do yesterday when me and Amanda had to come back to the house
Oh my gosh.
to work, and every 10 minutes I was like, I wonder what Jason's doing.
He did. I wonder what he's
Jason's
doing.
doing. And then
And then he called him and I said, he's going to answer the phone and go, hello.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah. So awesome. But he can tell him. I love what he does all day. So, a little bit of seriousness up front there, buddy.
Mm. This kind of caught me off guard.
I know this was kind of crazy. So I want you to go ahead and read this.
So I came across a GoFundMe today for a person that has been fighting this battle for about 7 weeks now. And we did just find out, and we feel horrible that we just found out, but we did. So the GoFundMe is written by her daughter. It says, in February 2023, Dr. Antonio Gandia and his wife, Deborah Gandia, traveled to an annual medical conference in Las Vegas with family friends. What was supposed to be a relaxing work-related trip suddenly became a medical nightmare on March 1st when Deborah fell critically ill and was rushed to the ICU. Deborah developed septic shock from a severe urinary tract infection due to a kidney stone. It progressed to acute renal failure, liver failure, and heart failure. After 2 days in the ICU at Valley Hospital Medical Center in Las Vegas, she was finally stable enough to be transported via medevac to Baptist Hospital in Miami, where she has spent almost a month fighting for her life. During this time, she also developed a rare complication called purpura fulminans. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, which caused her hands and feet to have no blood supply from vascular and arterial clots in her forearms and legs, leading to necrosis and requiring amputation of all 4 extremities. Throughout her hospital stay, she required almost 20 blood transfusions, dialysis, endoscopic repair of a bleeding ulcer, anticoagulant therapy to help dissolve the clots, and discontinuation of the medication when she developed a heparin-induced thrombocytopenia. Despite all of these complications, Deborah remained strong. On March 31st, 2023, she underwent bilateral below the knee and below the elbow amputations of her 4 extremities. She is currently slowly recovering in the ICU at this time. This life-changing event requires significant physical and emotional support as well as extensive rehab. We are starting this GoFundMe to help support Dr. Antonio Gandia, Deborah, and their family during this difficult time. The Gandia family has dedicated their life to helping others as a family of medical professionals, and we want to show them support and how much we appreciate them by providing them with the resources she needs to recover and live her life to the fullest. The funds raised will go towards covering medical expenses, rehab costs, and any necessary home modifications to accommodate her new lifestyle. Deborah has also been an athlete her entire life. She's a former karate champion and bodybuilder, and she's an avid equestrian. Please consider donating to help her. So obviously, as soon as I saw it, I immediately reached out. So one of the responses I got just says, it's been a really tough 7 weeks. Right now, we're just trying to get as much prepared at their house for when she gets home. She has at least another week in the hospital and then rehab. Really tough when they amputate all 4 limbs. Dr. Gandia has been by her side every single day, not working at all. She has been amazing. Only a couple of tough days, but she is a fighter.
Yeah, the pictures you were showing is her smiling.
Yes.
And her and the doctor and stuff like that. And what's insane is to me is just the I haven't said anything about this, how Dr. Gandia has like changed our lives in the last year. And we kind of waited, and I guess there's no better time than now to kind of say this, like in the last probably 4 or 5 months, we've been going through the process of buying a medic school.
Mm-hmm.
That we've told people that's we're doing that, and we've never said who and where we're buying it from, but we're buying Southeastern Medical Academy.
Yep.
And they chose to give us the opportunity to buy this from Dr. Gandia and Bill McGrath, and they've changed our life. Like,
yeah, they handpicked us.
It's to legitimize a bunch of hood people, like they've done with us, and to take us in and help us out. This has been going on for 6 weeks, and Bill's still working.
Yes,
on the school stuff,
business as usual with him. Like,
and we go on about our busy times and what we're doing and all the different stuff, and think nothing of it. We were supposed to be at that conference with them. We just were teaching, so we were busy.
We couldn't go.
But I'm telling you this. There's no better people than those two humans, and Dr. Gandia, their first care competition, ClinkOn, and all the stuff this man has helped and changed, and he's changed DMS for what it is, and and which is why we're keeping him as a medical director of the Southeastern Medical Academy.
Yep.
And
I mean, if he still wants to.
Yeah, he wants to.
He said he
But-
did. I mean,
he
that
said
was
he
before
wanted
They
this.
have
But,
changed his mind,
Well,
But-
you know,
which would be
let's not-
okay.
regardless, he's an amazing guy.
He is.
I don't know that we've actually met his wife. I think we've met her.
we've met her once before. Yep.
But I can only imagine knowing him that she's an amazing person also.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just the pictures of them, they're going through this horrific time and her entire life just got flipped upside down. And every one of those pictures, she's smiling and it's a genuine smile.
It makes you feel like appreciative for what you have.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, Jason wants to throw the computer out the door right now, and being busy and this and that and everything. But when you have your arms and legs,
Yeah.
and to not have that, it's amazing. So here's this, like, we're gonna put this GoFundMe link right on on all our stuff, and we're gonna do that. And us personally here as the Rescue Company One, we'll start this thing off. We'll put the first $1,500 out there.
Yep.
And like I'm sure that my one-eyed brother, who's probably listening to this, will probably match that. And let's start doing like.
He's gonna add another zero behind it.
Well, that's all right.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm
but
sure he appreciates that.
yeah, anybody out there, like, please, you don't understand how important this gentleman and his wife is to our community. And in their time of need, they need us.
Yeah.
So, and things changing your home around for it to be handicap accessible is not cheap.
And here's the thing. This has been 7 weeks. That post was written beautifully and perfectly by their daughter. It has been 7 weeks and they do need our help, but he has not once asked us for it.
I know.
No.
And
he won't.
I don't think that he would have asked for it. And it's stuff, but we're going to help.
Of course.
We're going to help. Like, so there it is.
I'm going to even send him a hippo to remodel some bathrooms or something. I don't know. What do I got to do?
Oh, man.
About to be installing some stuff. I don't know what, but you're doing it.
Listen, I'll be down there. I can go see you.
And
Yeah.
like, he's going to have suspenders with his tool belt.
Oh, yeah. I'll even make sure he brings the matching tool belt that has suspenders built in for everyone's entertainment purposes.
What's funny? He's been to the house before. We were there for we were there during the Boca competition. We stopped up there. The hippo was doing.
Yeah.
He may have been doing modifications and other stuff while he was there. They don't even know the buckets. Like, they're gonna have buckets of tools running around.
Sure,
but
they're excited.
Yes. Well, the buckets come with fixing things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, absolutely. Dr. Gandia and the family, we're with you. Whatever y'all need, we're here for you. And like I said, you've changed our life. So anything we can do for you, let us know.
If you don't let us know, we'll just make stuff up and bring it to you.
Yes, absolutely, man. Their son, Margate. He's works for Margate. He competes in the Margate team. We see him from time to time, and his I don't know, girlfriend or whatever. They're the ones that won at Fire East.
Oh yeah,
The little tiny girl from BSO. Yeah. So, the whole family's in on this and stuff. So, oh my God, that's a sad one.
That one, that one got
that one hurt
right in the gut.
Yeah, right before the show too, man. So, baby, you got a word?
Oh yeah.
There we go. This is a good one.
It's not as good as the other one.
Yeah.
Donald ducking.
I have pulled out. I'm already pulling out. So
I don't think that's what it means.
there's plenty of other people that can.
Oh my God. So listen, so this is a word out of Urban Dictionary.
Mhm.
You got to try to figure out what it means.
Donald ducking.
Yes.
Donald ducking. Yep.
Into the mic. Put your mouth
You
at
have
the
to
mic.
put your mouth
It's black. Let's
In
get it
the
right
mic.
there. Get
right there.
Oh,
There-
get it.
a little bit closer.
Get that mic. Get it.
Like this.
There you
Yeah,
go.
oh, yeah. Maybe slightly illegal what you just did, but go ahead.
Donald ducking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say it's got something to do with the beak. I don't know
Oh.
where it's going, but the beak's going somewhere.
It's a general definition, What do you think there, Raul? What's your what do you think is
Is Raul not allowed to be on camera? Because
I don't know. He's on
No,
camera.
he is.
I don't
We're
know.
just changing his name regularly
'Cause it's fun.
it's fun.
Yes.
Just make sure my hair looks good.
Uh,
Donald ducking.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Urban Dictionary.
You should put that camera on Harley snoring in the background there.
She's very tired. It's been a long day.
Of
She
sleeping.
just had dinner.
Yeah, I know.
I believe this has something to do with either ducks or something.
He's
What
as
gives
good
you
as
that?
Jason.
He's
This
just
is
as horrible
Urban
as Jason is. So you know
What gives you that idea?
Like, sometimes you can figure out what an Urban Dictionary.
I can tell you it
definition
probably got
But,
nothing
like,
to do
this
with
one
ducks.
This one is
No.
has got me off guard.
Oh
All
man.
right.
You know, I got a good guess on this one, baby. So I'm thinking that you're ducking while you're eating some ass. If Donald Duck.
What
What is
ducking?
ducking?
Well, you know, like you kind of like this. Like
Oh, like a real duck.
While
Like you're
doing this.
actually-
yes. While you're taking a selfie, duck, you know, a duck bill
while you're eating ass.
while you're eating ass.
Okay. Birthday buddy, what do you?
She's agreeing with me. What is it?
You're not gonna guess?
I feel like it has something to do with a duck face. Ass could be involved.
The
Yeah.
best,
You know?
last night, Amanda's showing this picture of like the old man.
That's Donald ducking.
Yeah,
The whole,
Jason-
that whole picture.
Jason, Corey Richter, and me in the office. And then
And you're doing something with your hands,
yeah, I'm doing this.
like you're climbing a
I
wall.
don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. But everybody was very interested in what I was doing.
I just want to know how this phrase came up.
Oh, well,
It's
Trish
She
can
random.
just
tell us.
looks for a random word.
On Urban Dictionary.
Yep.
Apparently,
It's
he
fine.
doesn't listen to the podcast.
I don't know who does.
Me neither.
Yeah. But go ahead, baby. What is it?
So it's to walk around wearing only a shirt in the style of the famous Disney's character Donald Duck.
Jason does that all the time.
Right. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
Did you read the rest of the definition?
That's
That's
it.
it.
Oh, he looked it up.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
So like what? My hot
Challenge.
neighbor spends a lot of time Donald ducking in the windows of her apartment while talking on the phone. I do that also.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't wear a shirt either.
Donald
Jason-
ducking is for a guy to walk around naked with a boner wearing only a t-shirt.
Where's that? I don't have
I
that.
just kept scrolling.
That's
Oh.
that's other
It didn't-
other Urban Dictionary.
that's
I
the
didn't
other
get
Urban
that.
Dictionary.
Yeah.
It's,
That's not,
it's the second edition.
WW Urban Dictionary 2.
Write a letter.
.com.
Somebody,
Wait.
buddy, write a letter to him.
Well,
It's on the list.
the next
Um,
one's even. Well, the next two are actually even more.
They are hilarious. The which one? Road apple?
No.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
The action of sucking
Oh,
a
my
large penis
God.
so forcefully that an involuntary sound emerges from the throat, reminiscent of a quacking duck.
You're hired.
Oh, he's on. Give that guy a
His
job.
name is now Donald.
I've always wanted to have a Donald working for us.
Well, now you do.
Now we do.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, buddy, what you got news wise going on there, buddy? You got any news? or
I
anything?
do.
What you got?
So the first thing I saw, thankfully, Jody is, there to save the day.
She's on the goddamn money, that lady.
Yeah, thank God. So
So,
she posted a story on our Facebook today.
Yeah.
About someone finally being held responsible for death. So I'll read what she posted. Finally, after 6 years of delays, the man responsible for the death of FDNY EMT Yadira Arroyo, I'm sure I butchered that, but I'm sorry.
You definitely butchered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found guilty of first-degree murder. If you are unfamiliar with this case, in 2017, EMTs Arroyo and her partner Monique Williams out of Station 26 in the Bronx were responding to a call when a passing motorist alerted them that a man was riding on their ambulance bumper. They stopped and got out to confront him. He powered past them, hopped into the rig, and started to drive off. Arroyo, a 14-year EMS veteran, tried to stop him, clinging to the side of the ambulance as the 25-year-old man floored the gas pedal, backed into her, and dragged her 8 to 10 feet forward, according to witnesses. The event was captured on cell phone video by a bystander and was crucial in the jury finally handing down their verdict last month. You can watch the cell phone video on this link, but warning, it is graphic and heart-wrenching hearing her partner react. The fact that it took 6 years to prosecute Gonzalez, especially after 31 prior criminal charges on his record is inexcusable and why we need harsher penalties for injuring and killing healthcare and EMS workers and anybody else for that matter.
Yeah.
Her family stated, "We waited 6 years through ups and downs, anger, despair, emotion, agony, but we finally did it." Why would it take so long?
I fucking know.
There's a video.
Yeah, the motherfucker did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many witnesses were there? Like
you-
30?
Sure.
So-
yeah.
It's on the street in the Bronx?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
You know,
And there's a video.
in about 2002, we're driving down Church Street, like the Church Street.
Mhm.
So we run a call. I'm actually on the engine that day. We run a call, and then there's a guy. People would try to jump on the engine as you're driving down, and then we would, like, don't do it, So this asshole jumps on the engine. It was the funniest shit is that the guy, remember Lieutenant Surratt? That was my lieutenant towards the end there. Surratt doesn't even work for us. He's just a rider on the
He's
engine.
like in another state now, right?
Yeah, I don't know where he went.
Yeah,
But
I don't either.
anyways, the dude's just a rider. He's riding with us that day.
Yeah.
And this guy jumps on the back, and we did what we would do back then. We get out of the truck and beat the living fuck out of the guy. So, but you're talking like 19-year-old me that just like I'm playing ball at the height of my a lot
like
of pounds
20
ago.
something years ago.
A lot of pounds ago. and this
A
dude
lot of years ago.
this dude misjudges me like a lot of people did. They looked at me and they go, "Man, that guy can't catch me." The fuck I can't.
You caught him?
Oh,
you,
fuck yeah.
drinking? You weren't drinking that.
No, I was on
he's the
I was
fastest
on the
man
engine.
on earth.
No, I know. That's
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm
when
saying.
I do drink, I am still a world record medal holder.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
That's what I'm
You know.
saying.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, so this dude tries to I hit him against that SunTrust bank building wall, and he splattered all over that thing. And then that guy, Lieutenant Surratt, he jumps on him too. He goes, "Well, I want to work at Orlando. I figure I just want to kick his ass." So we're beating the fuck out of this guy, and then a dickhead OPD cop comes in and tries to like arrest me for beating this dude's ass
Oh.
that just jumped on the truck.
Uh-huh.
Well, the funniest shit is that another sergeant comes up that they used to hang out at the station all the time. And he go, "What the fuck you doing messing with the firemen?" And then they started kicking the dude's ass.
Fuck
It was the greatest shit ever. Like, you can't do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. There's no
You
body
should be able
cameras back
to.
then.
It's a good
And
kid. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah. Go and try. You
Did
should
we
get-
talk about that one millennial thing last week?
No, we didn't. We forgot to. But yeah, I want you to read that. That's
All
pretty
right.
funny. So, like, you used to be able to kick people's asses back then and not get in trouble before these body cams showed up and, people were sensitive about stuff, and Bud Light did what they did. By the way, this news segment brought to you by PBR,
PBR.
Milwaukee,
Who did not?
Wisconsin.
Did not
Unofficially.
you would, but
And
I did.
America.
Yeah,
Unofficially.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, via being American. You pour this on a terrorist when they're trying to fuck with shit. Right here. This is how good this shit is.
They don't use waterboarding.
Yeah.
They use PBR.
We will be sued by them, and I will be happy because I have sent letters.
We have asked for sponsorship.
Yeah,
We
but
have.
they don't
Couple
have to
times.
even sponsor them with fucking shit. I just, they're probably just proud that we're out there spreading the name.
I mean, maybe a beer or two would be nice.
Well, I buy a lot of them.
I
They're delicious.
know.
A
Buddy,
lot.
what else you got?
A lot. I also came across one that was pretty interesting that happened. Governor Ron DeSantis on Thursday
That's my
signed a bill eliminating a requirement for unanimous jury recommendations before judges can impose death sentences. The new law took effect immediately and represents a major change in Florida's death penalty system. Lawmakers moved forward with the issue after Nicholas Cruz, who was sentenced to life in prison last year in the
ass bag.
2018 shooting deaths of 17 students and faculty members at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The life sentence came after a jury did not unanimously recommend death. Once a defendant is in a capital case and found guilty by unanimous jury, one juror should not be able to veto a capital sentence, DeSantis said.
Sure.
I'm proud to sign legislation that will prevent families from having to endure what the Parkland families have and ensure proper justice will be served in the state of Florida. This change will allow death sentences to be imposed based on the recommendation of 8 of 12 jurors Judges would have discretion to sentence defendants to life in prison after receiving jury recommendations of death, but in such instances, the judges would have to explain in written orders their reasons for deviating from the death sentence recommendation.
Damn.
Fucking, I'll tell you what, that governor, man, he is trying to bring the chair back.
I
love that
maybe
dude.
some public hangings. I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah,
Same.
there's a few people that should be hung.
For an eye.
That guy.
Yeah, that's a motherfucker. That guy.
Yeah.
Grady Judd. But you ever hear him go off on that dude? He hates that fucking guy.
Hey, too.
That Parkland shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't?
Man, it is
yeah.
some fucking shenanigans with that whole thing with that dude.
Mhm.
It's insane. You know who else should have gone to jail? It is that deputy that was on the scene
Yeah.
that did not.
They refused to go in.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
you, man.
100%.
Like, how do you carry around a badge and makes yourself more important than the fucking person that you're supposed to protect?
Yeah, no. And it's a school that.
Yeah.
Like, they're kids.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's a high school. They're still kids.
They are kids.
You know, the insanity of that thing is, you remember this, babe, that we had taught class there in Broward a few weeks before that.
Yeah.
And you people
Liz used to live like
Yeah.
back then. Liz lived right close to there.
and I remember like people that were in the class like actually responded to the thing and stuff. So it's it's people we see all the time too in these competitions.
Yeah.
All the shit too.
They were
So
right there.
yeah, insane, man. So every February I think about these people. The show that we recorded the other day was about
Shooting.
419, 420, and actually Jason even brought this up. It was what 48 on the 18th, right, Jason?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the 18th.
What was it that happened that day?
You want me to say?
Yeah.
Oh, the Boston bomber.
Yeah, so the Boston marathon bombing was 418, right? 419 is all this shenanigans that we talked about the other day. 420 today, 1999 was the Columbine shooting. And one of the things we talk about on that show is that the response to that active shooter situation still to this day not changed.
But in Florida, what are we doing about guns?
Well, my governor signed the thing that said we could carry a gun.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes.
Without paying
Without
for
a permit.
Yeah, but without asking for permission. Absolutely.
Yes.
Because he says that
As long as you are a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah,
free of
good.
You
felonies.
still have to go through the questionnaire. Like you. Still
every
have
time you buy a
background
gun,
check
you got to
to
go
be a
through the whole
felony.
thing.
Yeah, the process of like purchasing one is the same, but as far as carrying it, you do not have to have
A
an
concealed
actual
weapons.
permit or anything
Yeah.
like that.
The other last week when this whole thing came out, we said something. We were in a class, we were teaching something, and we said something in like that. Oh, we were at the Pete's class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I brought it up, and that one girl was like, "Well, this is gonna do." Listen, concealed weapons permit don't keep a bad dude from fucking.
Oh,
carrying
you
a
were
gun.
talking about Publix.
Yeah. A bad. They don't keep that shit from fucking carrying a bad, gun. So
It doesn't. But if you walk into Publix and, 3/4 of the people that are shopping there do have guns, maybe you might think twice about
damn right.
pulling yours out.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead and
I
fuck
promise
around.
you, I'll shoot back. Well,
ahead and
no, I
fuck
might
around.
shoot first.
Go ahead and fuck around in Polk County.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
would
he
hate.
pulled the gun, so it was me or him.
So you need a permit to buy it, but you don't need
You
a
don't need a
permit to carry it.
You don't need a
No.
permit to buy.
You don't need
You
a
don't
permit
need
to
a-
buy
you
it.
just
You
have
just
to
need a
go
background check.
Through a background check.
The way it works though, with if you have a concealed weapons license, you can get the gun immediately. If you don't, you have to wait 3 days.
3 whole days.
3 whole
Yeah.
days. Unless it's
That's
a
nothing.
long gun, then
Yeah.
you can take that immediately.
Is that
Oh, good.
any gun or is that like
It's just two different
rifle?
different
Like how
categories. So
is
the
there
long-
limit?
Yeah.
The long gun you can get 18 or older. You can get without a permit. You can get same day. A handgun you have to wait 3 days if you don't have your concealed weapons permit.
Mhm.
If you do have it, you go through they do a background check right then and there. If it's
Yep.
still clear, you have your permit in hand. You can take it with you that day.
Yep. 3/4 of Publix. Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
I would venture to say that number is higher in Polk County.
Yeah.
You go
I
This
concur.
low.
Yeah, you go to
It's like 80%.
Yeah, you go to a Polk County
90%.
Publix, you get yourself a
Yeah, fuck around and
sandwich.
find out.
and go ahead and try to
Yeah.
fucking pull. What they say that whole plate, you'll hear a ceasefire. Fucking Publix, man. They like just,
Grady Judd's going to be on there. Well, we need to have
Well-
a little more training for our civilians.
And then he's gonna have pictures.
yeah. Oh, these two
We
assholes
fired
walked in
1,000
here.
shots and only
Yeah.
790 hit them.
And then these
Yeah.
true Americans, he's like, we're gonna
This
have
one and this one.
They're going to get an award.
even the special kid back in your groceries at Publix has
God.
has a gun.
You guys familiar with Broward County
Oh,
Sheriff
yeah.
Wayne Ivey?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So he's similar to Sheriff Judd,
Oh, yeah.
and he has this thing every week where he talks about come to my jail, or let me put you on the spotlight. And it's all over the Facebook. And a couple of years ago, he promoted, arm yourself, fight for yourself.
Oh,
'cause,
yeah,
Yeah.
man. You
we
need
can't
to.
get there. You got to do
Do
something
it.
for yourself.
You need
100%.
So he's right on that track too.
It
That's
is
awesome.
It is up to the general public now to like know how to stop bleeding on people, know to shoot back at the person that's doing this, because it's getting crazier and crazier out there.
Well, here's the thing. Police officers get in a lot of trouble for shooting people,
Yeah.
even when they deserve it.
We get in less.
Yeah.
I think that we might. I feel like maybe if I shot somebody, I would maybe get in less trouble than a police officer,
You would.
Sure.
even though I do have rainbow hair.
Yeah. A couple
Which
weeks.
doesn't really always work for me.
definitely
And
gonna
I
be
do-
asking questions about you.
I do think people, when the show gets posted that we did last week, should go and listen, because I think there's a lot of good opinions in there, like
Yeah.
a lot of good facts that we brought up. And who is that? Is that your phone?
That's not my phone.
I was gonna
I
say,
call not it.
It's not mine. They're all right here.
just hit it.
Hit it.
Oh,
Shake it.
Throw it in the trash.
hey. But there was one thing that we were talking about there last week, as far as like just the amount of shootings this year.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
We're what, 13 or something like that?
13
At
what?
least.
Wait, what?
It's 13 active shooter events this year so far.
I think there was a
We're only in
more than-
April.
I think we're at more than
No.
20 just for Florida.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's my
whatever.
There was
I
like
don't know.
140
150
something.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry
In
if
the
I was off
US.
on that number. Yeah,
Either way, there's a lot.
there's a lot.
Way more than it should
There
be.
is a lot.
Yes.
No, it's 13 crashes this year. That's what we had.
Oh,
thing
yeah,
right here. Like 13 crashes that we had on.
Wrong tragedy.
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah. Which, man, I'm gonna tell you, that's crazy too. Right now, crazy too.
163
Yeah.
mass shootings so far this year.
Fuck.
How many?
Oh my
163.
God.
Fuck, that's more than it was last week.
Yeah.
Well, remember, we recorded
we
last
haven't
week.
started. Stop.
We recorded last week. The next day,
There was
the Alabama shooting
Yeah.
thing happens. So insanity, man. It's insanity. But we're here up in St. Augustine, buddy.
we are.
It's a lovely city. We love it.
We live here now.
We're gonna start.
We live
We're
here
gonna
now.
we're gonna buy a house up here.
because Mr. Dan loves us up here,
And we
Yeah.
love him.
and we love Mr. Dan.
I love being
It's awesome to be loved.
I
It's
love
awesome to-
being in that school, and
Yeah.
they're so happy to have us there and
Yes.
appreciative and
They're
interested
so
in
nice.
what we're doing.
In the nation's oldest city.
Yes.
And you guys met Andy's handsome brother today.
Oh, he was
Oh.
amazing.
Did.
That dude is, I love looking at him.
Which one was
Who
it?
doesn't?
Well, hardest, the big handsome guy.
Did
Okay.
How did you miss
The
him?
only good looking one there.
Right class.
See the one wearing the pink,
Pink
shirt?
shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tight
Yeah.
brown, tight gray
She-
pants.
She's just playing it.
Yeah. Oh, I
Who is
didn't even notice
It's
him.
like she'll be like, "Oh,
There was a-
who's
there-
I
Andy?"
know.
there was not a Greek god there today in that class.
Not at all.
That
Was Zeus
dude,
there? I don't.
that dude was great. I was so distracted trying to teach my station because he's right. I'm
Because
just
you were
looking
right
at him.
in front of him.
I'm looking right at him the whole time.
I mean, if we're gonna have two Andys, we are really winning.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
He was
I'm-
trying to teach me how to do like some of that sim stuff, and I was like,
yeah. No, you weren't even paying attention, were you? I'm gonna get some extra special ads. Then.
Can you show me it
Yeah,
again?
yes. Go ahead.
I don't get it.
Go
"Oh,
ahead and
that
bend
is
over.
so neat."
That's why
Yeah.
you kept her in the classroom.
No, I mean, listen.
And then the end, she goes, "Where were you?"
You're
today?"
like, Trish, you're staying in the classroom.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
he put
Stay
some
awake.
subway thing on, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go. I can't."
Oh yeah, that whole motion shit.
Oh, he did it
Oh,
for you
yeah.
guys too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did it for
I
us.
walked right out.
Hey,
It was
I'm gonna
pretty
tell
cool.
you, there is
That's
some cool stuff.
room, though.
Yeah, it is a cool room.
I will say this on the air so people know how I feel about this.
Uh-oh.
Jason does a great job. he gets so frustrated.
He absolutely does.
He gets so frustrated. Let me tell you how my morning started.
Uh-huh.
I know how Jason is on the day we're doing the cadaver.
Mhm.
So I say, listen, I'm gonna be ready at 8:00
He was so disappointed in him.
and I'm gonna be out the door. But like 7:55, I walk out of the room going, "Hey, buddy, I'm ready." And Amanda goes, "He already left." He was gone. And
How
then
did you get there?
Well,
I
so
went
this
and
is
dropped him off at school.
yeah.
job, Mom.
Mom took me to school. So I called Jason and I go, "Hey man, I need a ride." And he goes, "Really?"
Are you kidding me?
So Amanda got up, took me to school.
I
So-
heard it. I
Mom
heard
took
that
you to
and I
school
was
too.
like,
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
I'll
like
just drop
listen,
you off and come back.
people do not understand the amount of stuff that Jason has to do on every day.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, man. Like I know you want to, stroke out and kill people and throw TVs on the ground and then the podcast shit don't work and all this stuff. But man, I appreciate you so much because I could not do any of this without you. I scream your name when you're not even around. I'm like,
Well, I don't know about that, but I hear it quite
Oh, he
often.
does. And,
When I am.
he's very bothered when he can't see what you're doing.
He is.
Jason.
Well,
Hey,
I appreciate it.
Hey.
but
I'm pretty.
You know.
Listen, I'm
What do you
pretty
think
sure if
he's
something
doing now?
happens to me, he's gonna marry you.
Oh, yeah.
So get ready.
No, Andy
I-
first.
I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you
think
what.
so.
Andy's first.
I will have a few of y'all killed if Andy wants it. You better keep on that man's good side.
Yeah. I
And he points a finger at you, you're fucking gone. That's for sure.
Oh, but he never would.
He wouldn't.
Yeah, he's so nice. But what else you got in the news there, buddy? We get so off track with this shit. That's why we can never accomplish shit.
That was the biggest news things I had. So obviously we're in St. Augustine wrapping
Yes.
up another air medical class.
Man, it's
Which
a lot of learned.
Surprise, everybody!
We're gonna have
Yeah.
more
Now we're
here.
gonna have another one in August.
Yes, welcome
Oh.
to St. Augustine. Yes, you should have
Oh.
not said that to Jason.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
yeah.
think-
Oh, you
definitely-
didn't know.
I'm busy that day,
The fuck you are.
That-
If I'm here, you're here.
week, that month.
It's during his birthday too.
Oh man,
Oh, no.
Listen, I am going to take you to
We're
a
gonna
special
have
place
a-
for your birthday.
We're gonna have a special birthday celebration.
Yes.
Jason, you know where you're going to?
Where?
I know
Where
where
are we going?
I want to go. I just
5-star restaurant. I'm
No.
going to take you to. You remember how I did this to
seven,
Jason?
7-course meal.
7-course meal.
Oh my god, that was the best thing ever.
It was
though.
So
hot.
we-
It was
so you
hot.
guys know.
Why was it not the best thing?
So we
Oh,
go. We're trying to throw a surprise birthday party for
This
Jason.
was before Amanda worked with us.
Yeah, this is before Amanda. Where is that?
Like,
When we first
I
meet
think
Amanda.
it was the first time I even actually met Trish in person
Yep.
because we had just been talking on the phone.
So we tell Jason that I'm sending him to this chef's table dinner with like 7 courses, and Jason hates when you get expensive shit for him. So
absolutely.
for weeks he's trying to fucking quit, and like we're not going. We're not going. You call him right now, and you tell him
Yeah.
we're not going.
Nope.
And like, and it ends up being a surprise birthday party at a bar. You know what I mean? But
But he had
that's
no
nice.
idea.
no idea. He had
No
a fancy
7-course
jacket.
dinner.
He had a
He
fa-
was so thankful.
Oh, he was the
I was.
happiest man in the world to get a surprise party at Johnny's Phillies face. Like,
that
It
he
was
was
great.
very
Hole in the
overdressed
wall.
for.
Hey,
Oh.
I was happy. I'm like, because it was supposed to be, we're gonna start there and then go somewhere else. So then after, I'm like, are we staying here?
oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Were you
he
dressed
was-
up
we
for a
were
fancy
like-
dinner?
Oh yeah, he.
Oh,
had
I got a
jackets
jacket on.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even-
That's perfect.
Even when we were like surprise, and all these like fire department people are there,
He's
and
like-
his friends are there, he
Hey-
comes and he's like, "Wait, are we still leaving?"
Hey, Jason's like, did these people know we got reservations?
I even think at one
We
point,
got reservations at this shit. I'm like, dude, I appreciate
Yeah.
you, man.
I even think at one point he was like, "We're not taking all these people there too." are we?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Bring your
No,
own
we're not.
shit. That's it.
Hey, you know what's gonna happen in August? I'm gonna take you. We're gonna go.
We're gonna
Where
go
are
to
we
Waffle
going?
House.
We're going to the Columbia. You gonna have yourself a. You know what? We're gonna have a
dirty martini.
With the
I
mom's
wanna-
toe in it.
I want
I feel like we should go to the Waffle House.
I want a room
He'd
for
be
just
so
Jason
happy.
when we're in there. You know where we're gonna go? Balcony.
Everyone.
We're going on that balcony thing.
In the
Buddy,
Columbia?
get the balcony
Uh-huh.
of the
Share.
Columbia for Jason's party,
Oh, that'll be fun.
and we're bringing the class over. The
I'm
class
gonna
is
sign up for that
gonna
class too.
Surprise.
You're
Class
gonna
going in
make
there
him stroke
into the
out,
room.
right?
All right. So just the disclaimer, you are going to be paying extra.
Nobody pays when we go to Columbia.
Cost of the class is now $2,500.
So,
Yeah.
hey, listen, I'm just as surprised as you are when Amanda walks up to me like after the day's over and she goes, yeah, so Dan wants to do a class here in August again. I'm gonna tell you, the man's a hustler.
and December.
Yes,
But it wasn't a.
December. We're doing ropes.
It was more of a.
not-
It was more of a notification, not a. Hey, he wants to. No,
Listen,
there's
in
another
my
class in August.
Listen,
Oh, he
in
already
my
talked to me
defense,
about it, and I was like, "Oh, great! That sounds wonderful."
there were
You're gonna have to talk to the date lady.
several times that there was me, Carlos, and Dan. And Carlos says Dan wants to talk to you because he wants to do 2 more classes this year. So make sure you make time to go in and talk to him today. I did what I was told.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Are we
And-
allowed to talk about what else we're doing?
What else
Here?
are we doing?
Well,
November?
I don't know that that's set yet.
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's in
don't
the
be-
works.
But
All right.
So is Dan your boss?
No,
no. Dan runs the school
Gotcha.
that we're at.
he just loves us.
Yeah.
I
And, like-
mean, we may be his boss soon. Just kidding.
No.
That's
Dan,
a no.
Just kidding.
Dan is going to the Bahamas to teach with Jason.
Yeah. So doesn't that kind of make it that?
Yeah. You know what happens if Dan has to go?
What?
I don't have to go teach.
Oh, so we can just hang out?
I wasn't even going to go
Oh,
to the
he
Bahamas.
doesn't want to go at all.
Oh, what?
I'm going to tell you what, man. There's just places I don't like going.
The Bahamas is one of them.
Well, they don't seem appealing to me.
We're going to the Virgin
I mean, we're going to the
Islands, too.
private island.
Jason, you want to go to a private island?
Yes.
All right.
No, he doesn't. There you go.
All he can think about is how am I going to get all this stuff there?
all,
Yeah.
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 We're going to get a boat.
That's why you don't want to go to the
Listen,
island.
all
Listen.
that
We're gonna get a
matters to
boat.
me is that if Jason, look at the frustration in his face.
Yeah.
About going to the look right now. Like his hair just got like that because they go to the fucking Bahamas. Yeah. You know, just from the Bahamas thing. Anyways, you know,
Bahamas,
Really?
Virgin Islands.
We-
We're going all kinds of places.
we do have some great students that are here.
Yeah.
You know, couple guys there in the background, future flight crew people.
Yes.
You know, you know, like and I've said this few times on the podcast that Echo is one of the greatest things that's ever happened to us.
Yes.
Can I play this real quick?
What you got?
Maybe.
The dog snore.
No.
Oh yeah, you're gonna play. I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. We can be on a
okay,
boat.
turn it off before
Yeah,
our
before
podcast
we,
gets
yes,
shut down.
exactly.
Oh,
Yes, playing. You know, by the way,
Anyways,
Trish is
sorry.
not a sanctioned employee of the Recipe Company One.
I'm not. I don't ever
we
get
haven't
paid.
put her in the timeout box in a while.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Jason, go ahead and give.
Thanks, Amanda.
True.
That's true. Go ahead and give her
Listen.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
What was it?
I have a feeling it's
Wait,
not your
2
first
minutes.
time at
Trish-
timeout box.
Trish has something to say.
Give her 2 minutes.
Wait, here's what do you guys say? Okay.
You know, I'm glad you reminded me of that. We had suspended the timeout boxes for a while, but you know what? Penalties should be coming back.
It's
You know,
back.
So
Back.
the Echo changed our lives. You know, like that's like one of the craziest fucking things. Yeah,
Oh, geez.
yeah, Jesus, unless he's mad.
No, she needs a drink.
Oh my God, put a camera on that right there. So,
Got it.
so,
Stand by. Go.
that dog is an idiot.
Living her best life.
I found that dog.
I found it.
Oh,
Well, I picked the
is
dog
there
up.
an owl in here?
Who?
So,
How do you find a bulldog?
well,
You don't
actually,
just find them.
somebody sends a thing to Trish, and then somebody drops off a dog when I'm at the helicopter. And
That is a true story.
there's just
For the free?
Yes.
Wow.
But like, so this one, like, the kid the lady buys the dog, and then the kid's like anaphylactically allergic to it.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So they're like, you want a dog? I'm like, nope.
No.
Trish does.
Trish does.
So allegedly, anyways.
Allegedly.
So Echo, one of the greatest things that ever happens to us.
Yes.
We meet these people, and we're a nobody, nothing company. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing, legitimate thing that we have going for us was Robbie Tester. So
Oh, I like
you guys met Robbie the other day. Did you know that Robbie was in the first future flight crew class? Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
somebody else back there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
A few people back there.
So-
I saw that guy.
Yeah. So Robbie Tester's in the first future flight crew class. Robbie's the only legitimate employee that we ever like originally got. He's like the only original real employee from the rescue company one. And it's the greatest thing is that Robbie goes, hey man, these people, you want to do some water egress for them? And we're like, yeah, we'll go do it. Not thinking of anything. And that's how we get started with Echo. So we actually drive to Chattanooga, Tennessee. We meet, we're sitting next. We did not. Yeah. Cause it was too late. Well, remember no, it was we went to Palm Beach Palm Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but before the Palm Beach thing, we go to Chattanooga, Tennessee. We meet a bunch of people there, like cool ass fucking people, this future flight crew people and stuff. And long story short, we go talk with, it was Jody at the time, not our Jody, but the other Jody. And then I come back and Trish is massaging this black lady and doing voodoo to her. I'm like, what the fuck's going on at this thing? And
He's always touching people.
yeah,
The
and then-
healing.
yeah.
Voodoo. Running for my magic.
So
And that's how often we refer to the voodoo.
so
It has a
that
button.
lady ends up being like this HR person for Metrans. And then we start like it is and then we start, but we meet Keith Treadway and Keith Treadway calls us and he goes, hey, if you guys really want a job, like we need you to teach water egress in Michigan,
Flint.
Michigan in
Oh.
October.
Oh God.
And
Sounds cold.
yeah.
Sounds
By the way,
dirty.
it's like a week out from the thing. In a week, we got to find the pool in Flint, Michigan. And
It may have been too.
I bet it was
Yeah.
easier than finding one in San Diego.
yeah,
was.
absolutely. Jesus Christ. And so long story short, we're driving to Michigan. The first time I'm actually working with Handsome Andy in so we take Andy with us. And Josh is in the back of the van quitting, going to, it's like
He quits all the time.
every place we would go to, he would quit on the way there. He's like,
Like at least a million times.
why the fuck am I doing this? I don't even know why I'm doing
We
How'd
don't
you
know
talk-
either.
How'd you talk me into going to this shit? That's the whole way up there. So we go there. We
Everywhere.
we teach water egress and, big success. Then we end up like steadily every year since then, we have worked. Like we've gotten work and more work and more work.
And more and more
Yeah,
and more.
and if it wasn't for that ability to be there in front of the Echo, then shit, we wouldn't be around and like shit, Amanda, you wouldn't have a job.
I know.
And like
Echo is how I got my job.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. She found the greatest strip joint ever. And I was like, sold American, she is hired.
I mean, that's a true story.
And
That is a
but
true story.
we go to Echo and every year they go, hey, you're gonna drive to San Diego and do this. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah.
And they're like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah,
Yes.
every
Yeah, we're gonna do
fucking
that.
time they ask me to do something, I do it. And you know why? Because it's the greatest things ever happened to us.
Yeah.
And
And
they
they're
don't
awesome people.
pay us to do it. We just go. And,
Well, not
and-
only that, like we need to train the people that are going to replace us.
absolutely.
We're getting old.
Yes.
Not that I do fly, but I do
I'm
other
getting
things.
old. I feel that shit every time. Dan's getting old. He wants to quit too.
He does want to quit. I mean, listen, you've had a great run. You've
Yeah,
been doing
right.
it for 20 something years.
Hey,
Your body does not need to do it as often as you do.
There's a few things I
Our
need to do as
calendar does
often.
not need him to do it as often as he does.
But like these guys right here are in.
Replace him, please.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
the future flight crew.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Exactly.
here
He
for.
just
We're trying to-
retired.
Yeah.
He's
I
done.
thought you,
Yeah.
I thought you were
Hey,
No, he
just those
retired
two
him.
so yeah. So when you guys are in, I don't know if you noticed this or not. So in your group, when you guys are doing the cadaver lab in Austin, were you guys in that class? Yeah. So you come in and we're doing the cadaver stuff. And in that group, there's a dude that I watch on YouTube all the time. And I love the guy. Yeah, the prep medic guy, Sam. That guy, I see him and I'm starstruck in the class. I go, dude, I watch your shit all the time. Like, and that's the guy that pisses Josh off every time.
Before you met him, you
Oh.
watched his stuff?
All the time.
That's cool.
And like, so basically, I started watching it because the dude would tell you what he carries in his pockets and stuff like that. And I would watch him all the time, and it would piss Josh off because Josh would do, like, as we start as a company, Josh would do these Facebook lives and all this stuff. And I'm like, listen, man.
They're organic views.
Yeah, Sam doesn't do the shit like you do. And I'm watching, look, like, why don't you tell people what's in your pocket? Because I just watched that guy for 15 fucking minutes. He's that interesting. You're not.
He must really not like your infatuation with Jason and all of his
Absolutely.
bags and pockets.
He doesn't
and
like it.
things.
Well, he's not as interesting as Jason. He is my best friend, but I'm not interested in what he's doing all day long.
No, and
Well, that's fair.
yeah.
Like, really not.
You don't really want to know what he's looking at or what has got him perplexed.
Oh, squirrels, all kinds of shit, man. I love him, man. But I miss the fuck out of that guy.
I know you do.
I miss him so much. Hardest was talking about him today. Hardest sends messages to Josh all the time.
Oh,
and
does
stuff
he?
like that. Yeah, and it's just
Does he respond?
he says he's responded a couple times. The craziest thing is to have the success that we have now and the ability to have and share with students and be on podcasts. No, none of this shit's my idea.
I know.
So the guy that came up with all this shit isn't here. And it sucks because sometimes I'm like, fuck, man, Jason wants to choke somebody out. You should choke Josh out.
It's his fault.
All right.
But
Done.
it's so insane. But like,
it was his idea.
I do.
All right. Yeah, I know.
Look at his face.
And
The few times that he's come, he's like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it.
Jason be
I'm
like,
like,
I've been trying to
please.
figure that out for months.
Please,
yeah,
help me.
He goes,
But
it's right here.
you guys, this is, I have fun teaching all the time, and I enjoy the fuck out of it. But
You're great at it.
you guys have been it's a fun ass fucking class this time, and like, you guys ask questions, and like I come Jason, and I'm like, man, they just asked some shit. I have no idea. Like, I have to go look that up. I probably said I don't know more times than I ever have in a class this go around, and and that's cool because that's what we need, and like, it makes you feel good when you're doing a class, and the people in the class are the people that, like Trish said, supposed to replace us.
Yeah.
And you guys ask the best fucking questions ever, and it is a cool class. Like, you guys fucking made Dan leave the classroom the other day. He's in the back of the classroom. You guys asked some shit. He goes, "This is too deep," and he left. So
And said, somebody find me Amanda so I can book some more of these.
Yeah.
classes."
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on over to the mic.
Come on the microphone.
Like,
Kick that guy off his own talking.
Well,
Yeah.
you do both.
no, man, it's cool because there's like 2 and 3 year medics in there, and when I was in that spot, like, I couldn't imagine sitting in a critical care class, much less an air medical class, and learning that stuff. And these guys are young and hungry and trying to really get better at their craft early on, even if they're not prepared to go fly tomorrow or even next year. But
They're hungry for
to
it.
reach out, and some of those guys you're paying out of their own pocket to elevate their game. That's
A lot of them are.
wicked
Most
cool.
of them.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one over there.
Yeah. Insane.
Most people have.
Yeah.
You've done like you said, you're retired, but not retired.
I mean, I retired from one gig, right?
He retired and came to the air medical class.
So you're in the military for how many years?
24 total, split between the Army
Wow,
and Air
thank
Force.
you.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, I
That's
just paid
awesome.
my salary. Like I just got to.
We
I was lucky
appreciate it.
enough to get to do some stuff that I really liked for a long time.
He,
That was-
he was stationed where the douchebag is stationed right now.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your kid's up in Ed Wainwright.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. God, that
That-
place is such a
Oh,
shithole.
that guy.
We gave America.
sure he
The
will appreciate
douchebag is
hearing-
your kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, if you don't have a teenager or a grown ass kid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a
I have a
22-year-old firefighter. He's
Oh.
still a douchebag.
You know,
I love him, but yeah.
I have talked him out of getting douchebag tattooed on his body or the douche like successfully for like a year now. He is so we
I think you should let him.
nicknamed him
across
the
his
douche,
chest.
and he thinks it's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And he has like this douche laugh that he does.
Yeah.
And
I
it's-
love it. It's hilarious.
he is a dumbass.
Say I love you.
That's 20-year-olds. That's
Man.
just, I'm certain, absolutely positive that I made some dumbass decisions. when
Oh yeah, I was
like 20.
well. That's
Everybody at
and well
20
into my
does.
30s too, for that matter. I've
That-
probably made a few in my 40s.
that I always tell him. I said I'm talking to one of my fuck ups on the phone right now. It is, you know, because I was 20 when I had that asshole. You know what I'm saying? And like, but he's a good kid, man. But how did you outlive Alaska, dude? Because like he sounds miserable sometimes.
So I separated after my tour in Alaska. I was
Oh, wow.
so fucking done with the army. When I left there, I was just, no. I'm done. I don't want to listen to someone else tell me to
That's what
wait
it
around
sounds
till
like.
5 o'clock for reasons. What are we gonna do today, guys?
Nothing's
We're gonna
changed.
unfold and refold the camo nets. But we did that yesterday. Yeah, we're gonna do it again. It hasn't fucking moved.
He's like, oh, the other day. So the other day he calls. Jason was on the. You heard this.
Yep.
So he calls me and he's like, "Dad, I was just sitting there, but Dad,
He really says this.
Dad, listen
But
to
Dad.
this shit." He says Dad like 3 times. So I'm like, and he goes, I just sat down to eat, and this motherfucker sits right next to me.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
Word of the
And
day.
he's a sergeant major. So I got to listen to this motherfucker. And then the lunchtime was over. And I didn't get to eat. And he's so hangry on the phone. You can tell. I was like, well, they just suck a dick, which is usually, you see, that's the bar of like a bad day for me. Like if I had to do that in 40, how old am I right now?
42.
42 years, still winning. Ain't sucked one yet. So, to him, I asked him, I said, Judge Suckle, he goes, well, it's not all about that, Dad. Well, call me back when you're done being a bitch. But man, so how long were you out of the army before you re-enlisted again?
6 months.
About as long as it took me to finish paramedic school here in down in Sanford. And,
Yeah.
when I separated 99, and then I went back in like January after 9/11.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
And so I ended up going to the Air Force. No regrets. Better standard of living.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys don't travel without steak and lobster
The-
in the Air Force.
Facts. Like I'm not recommending steak and lobster in the desert. That's a recipe for just gastronomical
That
disaster.
horrible.
But it is available. Yeah, I can count the MREs I had to eat in 24 years, probably maybe on 2 hands. The army, that was a regular occurrence.
Staying
Like, how
there.
constipated do I want to be?
Yeah.
Traumatized. Listen, I can tell you the first MRE I ever ate. That's how traumatizing this shit is.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Omelet with ham came with a hard ass oatmeal bar.
We used to feed those to our students.
And I think it was some kind of potato thing. Just nasty.
It's
Nasty.
they are horrible. I never ate them when we fed them to the
And
students.
I was
neither.
so sweaty and so tired. I was never more grateful for that MRE.
But yeah. Yeah. So you go in 9/11. Where were you 9/11? That you can you remember?
Yeah, no, I was working for Rural Metro. I was on an off day. I was in for to recert my CPR and that morning, and we were sitting in class, and one of the dispatchers comes in and said, "You guys need to turn on the TV." Like I'm sitting here saying it now, and I still get chills thinking about it.
Yeah,
And
right
time
there
to-
off Old Winter Garden Road. Was that where you were at over there?
Yep,
Yeah, with
the old station over there. And shortly after we turned it on, we saw the second tower get hit. It just everything was different after that. The next few weeks, the next few months were you working for OFD then?
I was on shift. Yeah.
How many white powder calls did you guys run?
Oh my
after that?
fucking God.
And
they assigned me to the white powder truck.
Yeah.
So that's all I went to.
Yeah. What's the thing?
Define white powder.
So right after 9/11, Boca Raton gets like anthrax scare.
Mhm.
Oh, I remember.
And there's another
not
post
cocaine.
office in Virginia.
Yeah,
So the city decides to put the hazmat dudes. I've never hated going to a class more than having that one certification. They go, hey, you're gonna go on this truck to basically people would call like they had white powder on shit and they would call. One person called, he had white powder on his bread that his wife brought home.
Oh my
Which is
God.
white mountain bread
Oh my God.
from, and they're like, I've never been written up so much at the fire department.
Like there were
I'm
donut
not-
boxes getting
I was
tossed
like-
away.
I'm like, sir, you're like the third one I went to, they took me off that truck. I was like, you motherfucker. Like the dude wanted to fight me. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
People were wiping out surplus stores in town for gas masks.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
It was
So
the
pre-COVID,
speed was
before
crazy, and it was
COVID.
nuts. You
Yeah.
couldn't the cell service that day. All I could get out because I was at work was trying to. The best I could do is manage to text my wife to let her know that hey, I'm probably not coming home for a while. We got to put more trucks on the road.
Yeah. The whole downtown shut down that day.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
So
The
what's
whole world
crazy
shut
is
down that day.
obviously Ann was pregnant with Carlos, so she's working in the hospital, so she's locked down in the hospital. And then I was actually at Valencia taking a building construction class, and the first plane had already hit when they turned the TV on. We watched the second plane hit, and right away everybody in that class they report back to the station. So we go back to the station. I'm downtown. Downtown was closed. Like everybody got sent home, and there was not a fucking soul out in that. Down there, goosebumps, done this shit. I was precepting a guy named Roger Emmerich that day, and that was like the first day that guy was cooking at the station. Brand new dude, and that station one wasn't as full of people till that day. We were the old station one, where the Performing Arts Center sits now in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
So that day they filled every truck with extra people and stuff like that, and then they brought in a brand new engine that was sitting in thing, and they filled that engine with like people, and that was but it became the heavy rescue in Orlando. So the craziest fucking day, like nothing was ever the same. But 9/11 hits, like I got assigned to some task force, and I was gone for like 5 months, and I went to all kinds of different weird training. What is their problem?
I don't know.
Choke her out.
No thanks.
So it's so insane, but you go back in the military
Yeah.
right after that. You get deployed anywhere? Or?
I didn't end up in Afghanistan for almost 10 years, but I ended up in Iraq as my first deployment after going in early 03, somewhere around June or July, I think.
So I was getting it Iraq then.
It was the initial stuff was over, and the insurgency was starting to ramp up. So it was sporty. Yeah.
Sporty.
That's
Sporty.
an interesting way to describe it.
I thought I had been working part-time too at Orlando Regional for a while when I was in school, and it was busy
Where at there?
in the ER.
Oh.
Yeah, so
What year?
this when was I there? Like 98 to 2001-ish when I left finally. But the place is like, it's a trauma center.
I
and
do.
There wasn't much else for the game in town, so it was busy. I thought I had seen bodies until I did that, started deploying, and then it was just absolutely bonkers.
Every single one of the people that we talked to about being out there in the deployments, and just like even as a medic, you end up doing stuff that you would have never done as a paramedic in the civilian world. And I've always had this theory, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that the world is understimulating for people that live through things like being in combat and stuff like that. The going on calls and being in this in the world where you're you're not as in danger as you probably felt when you were there.
It is chronically underwhelming, and that's a pretty common sentiment. It's like come back and you've been riding an adrenaline high for a long time, and you kind of get used to that stimulus, and when it's not there, it feels really empty. So I mean, some guys adjust pretty well, and other guys really struggle with making that transition to. It's like, no, I don't. What do I do with my hands?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
and it comes out in sometimes it comes out in pretty negative ways or very self-destructive ways.
We've seen a little bit of
yeah.
that.
And Amanda, you've seen this, like being in the company for
Yeah.
we've had a few veterans that come through, and they are the best people, and I feel that I have to keep them around, and stuff like that, but they end up destroying themselves here. Like it's just
Self-destruction.
yeah, it's like I don't think there's anything that's as stimulating as what they've done before being there.
I guess for lack of a better word, loved it. I guess maybe it's more of an addiction to just kind of going. When I was younger, I was stupid enough to not have a real sense of my own mortality, so it was very exciting in different ways. But even as I got older, like I deployed pretty heavily from 2003 to 15. Honestly, if the Air Force hadn't made me move, I would have stayed in the job I was at. As unhealthy as it was. And at that point, I knew it was unhealthy, right?
But you're
Drank
addicted.
way too much. I did not have the right out. I was not taking time off. I was not doing anything that looked like good self-care. I just wanted to go back because it felt
Normal.
it felt normal to be there. When I wasn't, I wanted to go back. Sometimes when I was there, I wanted to be home, but it was a really sort of schizophrenic feeling of being torn between two places.
One of the topics we had today, we wanted to talk about was
Mhm.
this Eddie Gallagher stuff.
Yeah.
And when the original story, I was telling you before we started, like I remember watching the original video. Like I remember watching the original video, and I'm watching a video of people going through medical procedures, like the same stuff we talked about today, right? Like finger thoracotomies, chest tubes, and they're doing stuff, and I'm watching this like senior guy teach these guys how to do skills. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like a cadaver to me initially, and I didn't know that it wasn't a cadaver till the person kind of almost tried to speak. They try to speak, and you can see that the guy is having issues, but doing this for so long, you can look at that person and man, he looked like a cadaver because he's dying.
Yeah.
Not through what the people on the scene were doing, but he's looking down. And the biggest thing is like you being at war. How many times did you actually throw rubber gloves on to do something?
I guess maybe it depends on the situation, but there's plenty of times, even in training, where the first first patient touch did not involve having gloves on. Down range is maybe a little different because a lot of times we're wearing flight gloves or work gloves or something like that. But certainly nothing that was stopping blood.
The video we were watching, Josh goes like, "Hey, dude, look at this video." And the guys are like in the middle of like a war zone with gloves on. Like they have medical gloves on. And then that's what like keys me into the man. Like I just finished teaching a bunch of these guys, and like they don't ever put on gloves for they didn't put on gloves for a lot of shit we did try to do in class.
So I'm not suggesting it was right, just that it was slow to come around. A lot of that has changed, to be honest. Like we're there are gloves that are worth wearing now because that didn't exist either, like thicker nitrile stuff.
But. And what I watched Eddie Gallagher do during the video, you watch the beginning of the video, he's got gloves on. Somebody goes to do a procedure, they don't have gloves on, and this is why I keep harping on this. Hey, put some gloves on, man. Hey, put some gloves on. So he's the dude in charge, and he's making sure everybody's got their PPE on and all that stuff. And then he's walking people through procedures and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, it looked like, hey, they're practicing skills on somebody that's probably not going to make it. And how you look at that.
Who was a member of ISIS?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, a bad guy.
Yeah.
A bad guy trying to do
He
bad
is a
stuff
bad
too.
guy who was
Yeah.
wearing a bomb.
Who they were gonna kill anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, didn't that guy shoot?
laws of war and ethically whether or not I haven't seen the full video to know whether he was teaching skills, but there's assuming the best of people, right? To deliberately make your way through a scenario like that, even though you know the outcome's not going to be good, to provide ethically humane treatment and still using it as a teaching moment. That's kind of good leadership, right? You don't speed through stuff because that's how things get missed and people get hurt.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So when the situation allows, and you can take that kind of time and be like, because we do it in the civilian world, right? How often do you push new guys to the front? It's like
All the time.
slow
Go and
down,
get.
take a breath. Here's what you're going to do, because you got to learn somehow, and for better for worse, there's nothing quite the same as doing it on living tissue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know, like year like 2006, is a horrible year in the city of Orlando. We end up doing like hundreds of shootings. And you know, Station 7, where I'm at the time, we're precepting all kinds of new people. And so and we would get these who gets shot in that circumstances, young, you know, black men, right? So we get to, and people would call, like every other shift would call a trauma code, and like they wouldn't do anything. We go to the trauma code and we start doing stuff to it. You know, we do decompressions, we intubate it, we do IOs, we were doing all the stuff to it.
Sure.
Because like to me, if I can get this person back, these are good organs, right? If I can get this person back and get them to the hospital, these are organs that this person can provide to somebody else to live.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, when I'm watching that video, that's what I saw is, you know, a senior guy teaching young guys how to do his medic job,
right,
that he had done for a long time. However, it like went about, and I guess there's difference of opinions. They looked like the people that he had given bad evaluations to and stuff like that were the ones that turned them in for war crimes and all that. Turns out that when they go to the trial, a guy admits to being the dude that was doing the procedure, not him. In a sense, I don't know if you saw that or not.
No, yeah, I had followed it off and on through his stuff, and it always, I mean, the stuff that I was read always made it look really questionable. I've listened to him on a couple other podcasts talk about it, and it's, you know,
it's hard to like him.
The NCIS is never going to come out and say, no, here's our findings. They had their day in court, and, you know,
he had 2 weeks in court.
You know, doesn't come across as a likable dude, Eddie Gallagher.
But that's not the same as being guilty of a crime.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. I mean,
and that's the thing. He's like, he doesn't come across as likable, but it doesn't mean he did something wrong. And it just, you know, people sometimes like people don't understand how bad it is to be accused of something you haven't done. You know what I'm saying? Like, be accused of something you haven't done and be held, like, you know, looked at horribly as a criminal and as something, you know. And you know, my best friend that we've been talking about for most of the show was accused of something. He didn't commit a crime, was accused of one that cost him his career. Like, his career is gone, his job, his mental state. He's never recovered, you know, from all that. And it's just I just can see this not feeling supported from your community sucks, man. It sucks. And that's why I felt bad for Eddie Gallagher when I seen just like how everybody, all these people that you thought were your buddies and your brothers, and so turn your back on them, you know. I couldn't help but to put Josh's situation and his situation together, you know. Like, it was one of those things that's kind of crazy, you know. But you being in the military and going through the stuff, like, how would you feel if people turn their back on you and accuse you of some?
It's lonely. It's not as if I've never been in trouble before, right?
I have been in some trouble. Yes.
Yeah, I did. No, I did get in some trouble when I was in Korea, and I'm gonna say it was entirely unjustified. But the feeling of being accused of something, especially when you didn't see it coming, having an inability to defend yourself, and then in that case, being isolated, far from home, and not being able to talk to anybody close by, because those people, all the same people, can get wrapped up in that investigation.
Yeah.
Is really wrenching and isolating. It really kind of plays with your head. It was like people that you thought you were okay with, all of a sudden you're not, or you're not sure.
Yeah.
And now you don't know who you can talk to, what you can say, what you might have said, and how that might be taken out of how context matters, and you know it's not going to be provided. How things are edited and come across. And in the world of podcasting, how you edit things, and that's kind of my biggest thing about how I like being live. When we're live and stuff, you really can't change what you say when you're live. There's no walking. Yeah. and then, you can edit the fuck out of some shit, but when you're live, man. And somebody will have that video of you being live and stuff, and bring it back to real life. Yeah. Baby, you've been accused of some things, haven't you?
A timer lot.
Yeah.
Timer a lot.
Like Trish, I obviously I'm a little biased because I love you.
Well, I love you too.
But some people will love you or hate you.
Yeah.
And the people that hate you go out of their way to fuck with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really no happy medium with you.
Oh my God.
There's no just tolerating you, or
there's no grace for people, right?
I like her. I like you, Trish.
Most
First day I met her, I loved her.
Yeah,
most people do. But
I think the crazy part of it is even people that know me still can question my intention, especially with patients, and that is crazy to me, because if you know me at all,
you're genuine and you're trying to do the best for people and shit. That's what I'm saying.
And you're passionate about that.
Yeah. When people don't know you and make an accusation that it may not have even been a part of, right?
They weren't.
They saw a thing that didn't involve them and carried their way into it and let themselves be offended over something that they didn't.
The only time I offend people is when I call them out on not doing their job.
Yeah.
Sure.
You should take care of your patients, or don't be in this field.
Yeah.
It's so nuts, man. People like Jason, is the best part. We know that Jason doesn't have a very not Jason fan. Yeah, out at a place.
Did you want me to get you a chair?
At a building.
Yeah.
And that
feel.
Yeah. But just
I have those too.
Yeah. But they don't even know that the most helpful guy that will go completely out of their way is Jason for them. And it's just, to me, amazing how somebody could just be an asshole. But Jason has just a way of just shrugging assholes away.
I wish
do that
so badly that I could do the things that he does like that.
On a national podcast, that motherfucker shrugged that person off. They ain't even fucking exist. They ain't even our. He was on somebody else's.
I want to be able to do that.
And gives no fucks.
It was
None.
the best piece of video I've ever seen. Jason sent that to me. I almost pissed my pants.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And Jason, he's on a national podcast, and somebody came to say that he was, cussing or something, and Jason basically did one of these, just they didn't even know, I can't even repeat what he did, because it was one of these, and continue to talk on the story he was telling.
He didn't even miss a beat.
No, not one.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was amazing is I was listening to that podcast on my way to Tallahassee. And then when we were in the House of Representatives, we were there for that bill passing about the firefighters and the retirement and stuff.
Okay. I didn't know that. So it did pass? And it's on.
Yeah.
Through the representatives, it
Awesome.
did.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, man, I'm going to tell you what.
Way up.
Yeah.
Once that shit passes, buddy,
We were sitting there when it did, and I was like, "That is so awesome!" I was listening to that on the way here.
It's you guys in the state retirement, man. That one change years back. If this thing passes, that changes your whole outlook on the future, doesn't it?
I guess. I mean, I don't know all that much about the specifics of it. We were reading it, and it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Like, kind of the way that I took it is that it would revert to the way mine is now, because I was hired before they made the change.
Yeah.
So the only thing that really changed was the fact that I actually had to pay into my retirement. But the newer people they're not able to get vested for a much longer time.
Yeah.
They have to spend longer time in the service. So that's kind of how I took it, is that it reverts back to the original.
I think when we were there, I didn't even see any of the people that said no. Like there were no.
That's awesome.
There was no red on the board.
Yeah.
It was only green.
It's the reality is that you can't continue to have the 60-year-old fucking fireman
No.
climbing in a fucking truck, man.
No.
Right.
You can't have that shit. Like, the volume of calls has increased. The shenanigans that you go into now has definitely fucking increased, right? I mean, we're burning, and it's crazy. It's like, you always sound like that old man that, fires burn hotter now and all this shit, but they didn't have the things now that burn back when my dad was fighting fire that they do have now.
Yeah, they definitely burn faster and hotter now.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
because of all the chemicals.
And your gear itself is killing you.
Yeah.
Like, it's the funniest thing. So at my current job, and I will probably say this, I don't want to get in trouble, but if somebody trying to make a rule to wear your fire resistant PPE into work, and you got to wear it the whole time you're there, and not when you're on a flight.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So like the stuff that we have that makes it fire protection, they want you to wear that all the time.
Why?
Wait, can we call up the cancer people and talk to them?
And like, they don't understand. Like, so I explained to them that the stuff is this chemical called PFOBs or whatever. I always pronounce it wrong. So PFOBs is the chemical that makes any garment, resistant to fire, right?
Okay.
And I go, that disintegrates under UV light.
So wait, that's the stuff they put in like baby clothes.
Yeah, the
PJs.
Yeah, the PFAS, but that's why your baby shouldn't be in baby clothes the whole time. And when your baby's in baby clothes, you don't have ultraviolet light on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When you add ultraviolet light to it, it off gases. And that's why we have the weird cancers that we have now. Yeah, ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
This is in addition to
I did
Nomex?
not know that.
Why do we put that
Nomex.
on baby clothes?
what makes Nomex is PFAS.
Because how many parents
I
have newborns
I've
or
spent
babies that
years
don't
wearing
say
a flight
PJs
suit
all the time?
every
I
single
didn't
day
put in PJs
in
all
the
the time.
desert,
Yes,
walking around with
just off gassing your ass off into some gases, man.
That's cool. So
Yeah,
that's some rare form of ass cancer to look
Yeah.
forward to.
yeah.
We like ass cancer.
Yeah,
We'll help support you.
So they go, are you serious? And I go, yeah, I'm
can't wait
fucking.
for my colostomy back.
I said, yeah, I'm
not
serious.
changing that.
Like, people have questioned me about not wearing it all the time. And I go, you should never wear this all the time. Like, this shit off gases. It is the craziest shit. Like it just, you can smell it. Like, you smell different shit that I've never smelled before.
I still don't understand. Like, why do you need to wear it when you're
All the
not?
time.
Why
Are you gonna
it's
wear
like a
your? Are
uniform.
you gonna
It's
wear
like
your
a
vest
uniform.
too? Like, so that you can like
because they call it a
inflate and
uniform.
float?
Yeah, that's
Like,
They
that's
call
you're
it
ready to
they
go.
call it a uniform. That's OSHA says you should not wear that. Like,
What?
learned doctors say that this shit is bad for you all
Like
the
they
time.
work for the government.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. Like, I go, so you're telling me that this is a uniform? Yes. They don't classify this as a uniform. This is a personal protective equipment.
I wish you would take me to those meetings.
And they go, really?
not allowed.
They go, really? I go, what do you mean fucking really? Yes. It says it on the tag of the suit. It says not a uniform, personal protective equipment.
I don't know. Like, do you have to wear your helmet inside too?
Hey, did you see the picture I sent you?
Yeah.
I got a picture of me sitting at the desk typing on the computer, night vision goggles on and everything. Just sitting there like typing away.
With your
I
uniform.
feel a
Yeah.
lot less bad about those missions I flew in flip flops and shorts.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
Uncle Sam.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like, it's so crazy. Like,
I don't
You know, I saw in the
Lots
fire.
of people don't
yeah.
understand
I saw in the fire
the
department,
point.
and I would sit there and mop the floors on the the Chiefs rooms and shit like that. And the Chiefs would have their boots with their bunker pants
in their room.
in front of their bed in the thing, and you move the boot and you wipe this thing, and then you had to go throw the mop out because it was black. Like I couldn't get the black out of the shit. You know that I and I go, you have this, and you're breathing it in this room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, why the fuck would you do? You remember those days?
Oh yeah. How long ago did Orlando start using the exhaust?
The
vacuum?
Plimo vent.
Yeah. How long?
Oh man, that's a fucking greatest story ever in the whole entire world. Listen, we're talking corruption today.
Okay. Sorry.
Right.
Corruption.
So
We are trying
the
to.
corruption of this
Been
fucking
an
shit
hour and a
is
half.
the Plimo vent was at 2 stations. Was station 11, station 7 for the longest time. And the reason they got in there is because the bunk room where you would pull the truck back into the exhaust was directly at the
The bunk,
door.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So the guy, you would sleep in if the guy slept in that room, the new guy would always get that bed. You get the cancer bed.
Wait, isn't that how all of your stations
Yeah,
are?
they call it the cancer bed because
Oh my god.
that dude's sheets would be black. Like it would. You talk about we pull in and out. The dude be coughing.
Oh my god.
Didn't Orange County used to run like a smoke eaters course at that?
Oh,
at
yeah.
the training center there.
Yeah,
What is a smoke eater?
Man, it's
Bunch
that
of
was
clowns breathe the smoke.
yeah.
Oh,
There's a bunch of idiots out
I
there.
thought maybe we
But-
might be Urban Dictionary or something.
In
It
the
might be
literal
something in
sense.
Urban Dictionary.
You know,
Full circle, Trish. Full circle.
the corruption of that whole thing is that this guy named Mike Horn and his brother Farron Horn, because their names those are true names of these people, by the way. Real awesome guys that worked at Orlando, but the alphabetical where the locker was, those assholes bunker gear and shit would be right there where the exhaust would. Those two brothers end up with these strange cancers. Mike Horn ends up getting a cancer. It gets like where cancer doctors don't know how to treat him.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up passing away. His brother ends up getting he would get skin cancer spots and they would cut that piece of arm off. And he died like 2 years ago, amputated. But both brothers had to fight to get presumptive cancer to be
benefit or
the
whatever.
benefits, because their family would have never got benefits
Yeah.
for it.
Such bullshit.
You know, and it's like this is when all these studies start. There's a guy that works at the city of Lake Mary. He's a lieutenant. He lives with one of the rarest forms of leukemia where he has to take a medicine every day, which he didn't have when he first started there. I worked there, and now, as you know, 11 years into as a firefighter, you know, he's the guy I was talking to on the phone that day when you're in the office. And I sit and listen to that guy, and he has been fighting, you know, Lieutenant Anastasia, Chief Anastasia, keep calling him, he's promoted now. Been fighting for the presumptive, that he got this fucking cancer from this job.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It
He
took
got
less time for Congress to acknowledge burn pit. Diseases.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was about to ask you, like, you guys were burning your feces and trash and everything in Iraq.
My first deployment first time I rolled into Iraq, I was down in Toledo, and I was in the Air Force at the time, which is great for me. So we had a little compound on this otherwise big Army controlled base, and we had actual. Well, they were shitty shitters, but they were not burn pit shitters.
Oh man,
you know, the Army that was still on that base were living under what were essentially circus tents with the sides rolled up so they could get some airflow during the day, and we're legit using Vietnam style burn shitters.
Yeah, like in Platoon, where you're sitting in there
Fuck
just straight
that.
just fucking stirring shit around
Yeah,
Oh,
and
God.
burning it with diesel
joke.
fuel.
Those
No.
were
Oh
this
wow.
2003.
No.
It's been 50 goddamn years, 40
That's
goddamn
a
years
thing?
That's not
since Vietnam, and
Nope.
they're
I
still
don't-
using burn shitters. Meanwhile,
Yes.
200 meters away, we have they're like basically shitters on a trailer.
Yeah.
Porta potties.
Yeah,
Toilet.
yeah.
Yeah. But
And they got rid of them. They eventually went away, but the fact that they were still doing that just blew my mind.
so for you guys that don't know, the Army, they go to Iraq They're in the war, and they are shitting in like they would build these bathroom facilities, and you would shit into a barrel, and there was somebody's job to get the barrel from underneath the place. Then they put diesel on it, and they would burn it.
Oh my God.
And now they can't figure out why people have respiratory problems.
Right.
That
They
wasn't
can't-
the only
they-
thing we were burning.
No, they were burning everything.
Oh, everything. In fact, we had a patient come in one day, this Marine who had been running along one of the roads close to the burn shitter, heard an explosion and caught some frag in his leg because like an aerosol can blew up.
Oh my God.
Hey,
This is making my brain hurt.
yes.
We're wearing
The
helicopter stuff inside. We're burning shit in a tent.
Oh yeah.
200 meters
Literally.
away from a porta potty.
Literally
Somebody's
burning
job
that
is
they
to
couldn't
move the
come
shit
in.
barrel.
that they
Yeah.
not allowed
I'm
in.
gonna tell you, man. People make fucking stupid decisions that are in
I'm
charge of shit.
so confused.
People make the dumbest fucking choices of things, and it's like, why?
because sometimes you get really old leadership that shouldn't be there.
Yes.
When Camelbacks first like came out commercially, I was in Wainwright.
Yeah.
And we had come back to the States to do an exercise in Louisiana. It's hot as fuck because it's summer.
Yes.
And some guys had gone and bought Camelbacks to use commercially because it was easier to use than canteens. One of the battalion sergeant major said, "No, you will not carry Camelbacks. You will use your 2-liter canteens and your Web Bell canteens, and that is the only water thing that you will be allowed to use. Even though it's impossible to fucking drink that shit on the move." And that's all we did because it's infantry. We walked a lot.
Oh yeah.
But
So my son
a
says,
Camelback and a straw was
Sporty.
so offensive to this guy that it didn't matter that it was a better solution. No, we've been doing that way since 1945.
we've
My God, we'll still do
always
it.
done it this way. Listen up, future flight crew people. We've always done it this way. Does not mean shit.
No, it means that you're gonna shit in a barrel and
Means it's
burn
time to
it.
change.
I don't.
He's like,
The
So-
fuck.
So let's talk to Melissa over there in the corner. And Melissa,
Stacy?
yeah, Stacy. What is her name?
Jennifer.
Let's call her Portia. That is my
Ooh,
favorite.
I do love that name.
That is my
Portia.
favorite stripper name in the whole entire.
Portia de la Rossi.
You know, like
She's very pretty.
R.I.P.
yeah. So you are, yes, gentlemen, top of the hour right now. You have Portia coming up. This is gonna be the first of 3 songs. Remember, the last song is gonna be a no bottom song. Top of the hour is gonna come up in Pablo. Happy birthday to Pablo. So, that was my job, man. I did that.
even know what's happening. Right now.
I did that shit for a living before this job. So you are gonna you want to fly?
I would love to, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And like, how do you explain to your family about the job you're about to do? How do you?
A lot of them ask, about, the risks associated with it and why would I want to do it? But it's just, for me, it's just, I want to do it so bad that the risks don't really matter, as long as you're doing what makes you happy.
I love the job. I love the job, and I love going there. But like, the group of people coming through the job now are smarter and way better than anybody that's doing the job currently. And this is the reason I say this.
I mean, we're very slowly replacing them.
They are rocking the world of these people that are in charge of these helicopters, right? They're asking questions that bosses don't like answering.
Absolutely.
And what I do encourage you to do when you go do this job is not love what you can do for people. We take calculated risk every day. We always say these things we do so that others may live and all that stuff. But the reality is you have to ask questions.
Oh, I do. Way too many questions.
You've got to ask
I don't think
questions.
You ask too many questions
You can't.
No, there's
you
never too
can't,
many questions.
ever.
Angel, you meet Angel today, you guys meet Angel. So like Angel will ask the strangest questions of pilots and bosses that you've ever heard, but it makes people fucking uncomfortable sometimes because Angel's demeanor is and how much I don't know how much you all know about what he said about himself today, but Angel came to the United States as an adult. He defected from Cuba, and he goes to the United States. He learns English as an adult, And sometimes he doesn't understand that his Tony Montana approach to shit like makes people uncomfortable. And like Angel asked a question like, "Hey, so
He's awesome. He
Yeah.
introduces himself as
Wait.
the guy you can't understand.
Yeah.
He came as an adult.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
My dad has been here since he was 14
yeah,
and still has an accent.
oh yeah."
Speaks and definitely writes in Spanglish. Angel,
Yeah.
I would not have known that he
Something, man. Angel sometimes
immigrated
when-
illegally.
when Angel is in full
Angel's pretty awesome.
when he's in full Cuban mode, like I can't understand some of the shit he says. And like,
Full
but
on drug cartel
yeah,
leader there.
and but Angel will ask a pilot a question like, "So man, what you think about that weather right now?" And the pilot will he'll go, "Hold on, let me check it."
Well, I was feeling okay until you asked.
and that motherfucker swore it was okay before Angel asked the question. But Angel's demeanor is, it's pretty straightforward, and it's ask the question, and it's funny because Aaron, that just came through the program not too long ago, that works with us.
A year and a half.
Yeah, and she's definitely fucking really like just assertive when she asks us questions. And
I got to work
Scott-
with her in the
yeah,
ER the other
yeah.
day. It was fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
Scott Hellquist will
Like,
ask
before
questions.
3 o'clock, she was like,
Then
"I regret my decision."
yes, yeah, immediately. I saw her in the morning. She was cool.
And then
We came back in the afternoon time. She go, "Fuck this shit." And I was like, I love when,
what happened.
yeah, I love when shit robs the spirit out of people like that. But
I mean, it happens to me almost every day.
there is
Yeah.
no reason.
In
to-
nursing happens every day.
there's no reason to have some of the things that are happening right now. You had this dude that just slammed this helicopter in Alabama. It's this same program within a 6-month period of time has dropped straight into the ground.
Ooh.
And you have a person with 10 hours of training on that airframe. 10 hours of training on that airframe.
Those are the people suggesting you wear your uniform inside.
You have to, yeah.
Your fire hazard.
Yeah. Take everything aside to this thing right here, but you have to ask. It's in the industry right now. There's 2 giant vendors. There's 2 vendors that run this industry, right? One vendor practices all the emergency procedures in a simulator all the time, 100% of the time. No real flying. So if you switch from one helicopter to the other, you go in a simulator and you learn how to fly that helicopter in a simulator. You never touch the real thing. So you have a crew.
Nope.
And
That's
then you have
terrifying.
another vendor that does all their check rides in a real helicopter, practice all the emergency procedures in a real helicopter, and does simulator time on top of that.
I wanna be with those
my best
people.
friend.
Yeah. Same.
So I ask you this, like, why? How is that acceptable?
That's a guy who can park a crashing helicopter in the middle of some country back road.
I would say that's the program you work for, who put a helicopter down in between those buildings
Yeah.
without power, right? Back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skill training,
Yeah.
but a safety culture that puts
There was
people
another
in-
one that just put a helicopter down, like in the middle of a bunch of trees and power lines. Which one? was
Right
it?
in the back
Yeah.
That
in
didn't- I forgot which
North
one it was.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
one in Macon.
so that's I'm glad you brought that up, baby. You're so beautiful. I love you. So that's why I bring that up. You have one helicopter lands with no power in the middle of nowhere. Everybody walks away. Right?
Yep.
The other helicopter does a low recon all the way into the ground and kills the crew on board. Right? What, like, man, 10 hours. That guy has never flown that airframe till he started working that shift.
Yeah, no thanks.
So
speechless, really.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you that's the fucking
Like,
industry right now.
Is there any job that you could? Well, never mind.
What
I was going to say,
this is the question
job that you
this,
can walk into and be cut loose after 10 hours of training. No, I mean, the worst experience I have had with that is my first travel assignment. I was in California. Now, granted, I've already been a nurse for 7 years. But I didn't know that place. I got 3 hours, but here's the thing. Nursing is nursing. It's not like it's not like you have a helicopter that you're responsible for. And I already know how to be a nurse. I just don't know where shit is. So you can always ask where that is. And I wasn't in the code rooms, thank God. But that's the worst orientation that I've had is 3 hours.
It's so these are the questions you guys have to know, and you got to know what's happening in your industry as you're getting into this job. Not trying to scare you away from it. It's the greatest job in the whole entire world. But we have to push the industry to still be safer and do all these things. Listen, the airlines are gonna be at fault for killing a lot of EMS people.
Yeah.
See, the airline jobs are great jobs. So the guys that can have the time in to be a pilot in our industry are going to the airlines because we don't pay our helicopter pilots enough to stay and be helicopter pilots. So those guys are leaving and we're getting what's left over.
The new guys.
So I'm okay with the new guy coming in because that person's got to get experience somehow. But they have to be trained on the freaking helicopter you're flying in.
Yeah.
Well, there's a program out west that is really good at hiring. They hire a lot of tour pilots. So they got 3,000 hours.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a lot different flying tourists in a racetrack over the beach than it is, to flying in questionable weather or, weather, but to
At
unimproved
dark
LZs in
yeah.
the dark at low levels. And they're not the same. It's not the same flying.
There are things that we call justification of deviant behavior. Now I've flown a long time, survived a lot of things that I probably should have never survived. It's almost stuff we'll talk about tomorrow. Like you guys haven't even heard some of these stories yet.
Oh, God.
And the
Oh, God.
and the reality is, man, that I look at what happened years ago when we started doing this job to what's happening now. And I always say this during the class. It's like, if you don't learn history, man, shit fucking comes back and repeats itself.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, it comes back and repeats itself. This is why it's important to learn these things and know to ask the right questions and what to do. But I'm going to tell you this. Greatest job I ever had in my whole entire life. Never had to suck a dick doing it. Number
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Did you suck one today, Pablo?
Not today.
Oh, you're hey,
But I didn't suck.
winner. No, I've held a bunch of them as a male nurse.
Have touched one or two.
Oh man, more than your average Asian whore.
Maybe,
And I say that with all due respect.
Kung fu grip.
Yeah, like a GI Joe.
Yeah.
Next,
go in.
Next show, if you pay attention, we'll tell you I had to do a 2-hand holy fold one time.
I had to do that.
Yeah.
A Foley hold?
Oh man.
Come on now.
You don't
And
understand. One time I am in the ER and I'm struggling to get this Foley in. So this guy is telling me that I gotta like yank it up and hard.
Yes.
And so no, listen. So I'm following instructions. I'm trying to get
Get
it.
this shit up in there.
And this surgeon, I'm not gonna mention any names, walks
Like a shake
in
weight.
on me like yanking up and hard. Listen, my next shift, same shit happens. I can't get the fucking Foley in, so I'm yanking up and hard. And the same fucking surgeon walks in on me. I'm like, God damn it, I
damn.
can't catch a break.
Pull that shit out of the way over here. That's not for someone. Oh my God. Yank hard.
Same fucking surgeon 2 times.
We're getting t-shirts that say that.
Up and hard.
Up and hard. Yank it up and hard. Baby, what you got to say?
I'll make that t-shirt for you.
Jason put the music playing. We got to
never
go.
Actually talked about what we're supposed to talk about.
Oh, just hold on for a minute. Go ahead.
Okay.
What you got?
Karma's a motherfucker, and don't be an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely. Some assholes out there.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Too many.
Yes. I love it. Listen, Brenda. It's been nice having you on the show.
Thanks for having me. I was making chicken nuggets when she texted me to come over. I was like, all right, I'll put my chicken nuggets away.
Yeah, welcome. Get some
Chinese food.
Chinese food made by real Asian people.
Yeah.
And I say
It
that
was
with all due
actually really
respect.
good
That was
Chinese food.
delicious. That's a goddamn egg roll what we had there.
It was really good.
That person that made that egg roll.
were really good too.
Yeah, I don't know about them. Those aren't Chinese, but that's cool.
I mean, I like
You know, the person that made that egg roll has spent some time in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And you know, Brooklyn, Queens, best Chinese food you ever had. Like Chinese people come to Brooklyn, Queens to have Chinese food.
That's where they try it.
Which the Chinese people call that just food, but they come over and have that shit there in Brooklyn. Yeah, yeah. So, hey, Jason, what you got, man?
There breaking news. There's a plane down. The pilot is Sun Ting Wong.
Is there?
And
Is there a snake?
Fukio.
Yeah,
I
That's
think
all.
there's
Yeah.
a snake on the plane.
There's
Yeah.
a snake.
That's why they're having problems.
goddamn snake on a motherfucking plane. So fucking crazy, man. My friend, what you got to say to people, man? Thank you for being on there, bro, and I appreciate your service, man, and
No,
everything
man,
you've
I
done.
appreciate you guys, what you guys put on here, man. It's been incredible. I loved Austin. It was a no-brainer to come back out here.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you guys for coming
Thanks for
back,
coming
man.
out.
You guys want to come up real quick and say what's up?
Yeah. Jason's playing music, so you better be brief.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. Happy to be part of this class. Like you guys said, everybody coming in is, more educated, but then you look at myself, I've been a nurse for a couple of years, that I look at you guys and you're like, wow, the knowledge you guys have and that you're sharing with us is just a privilege to be here.
Yeah,
So
man,
we
thank you for
appreciate
coming.
the invite. Thanks for having us in this class, and the opportunities here we've been given are just tremendous.
No.
We're
You
glad
guys
you're
pass
taking
it on,
advantage
man. Pass it on, and like you got it. Eventually, you're gonna have to be the person sharing knowledge and doing all this stuff, and that's what we want from the people that come through this class. Somebody to fire me and Jason, so we can spend more time together.
Can I get fired too?
Well, if I go, you're gonna have to go because
Okay.
how do I write my own schedule now?
Well, I mean, if you get fired, you won't have a schedule.
I'll have a schedule.
There'll
I
be
mean, we're
lots of-
still going to be
there'll
going
lots of
places,
time
Trust
for
me.
activities.
doing things.
Yes, Pablo showed up.
I need
He did.
activities. He did.
Hi.
You cannot even get Pablo's whole head. That is a giant head.
I got scared.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
What is he doing?
She's like, he's hovering
Whoa,
with that.
whoa,
That's a lot of weight coming this way.
That's a lot of head.
Buddy, you got anything to say? What you got to say?
I just have to say that I love being somewhere that we are welcomed and appreciated, and people are excited to have us.
Mhm.
I want to say that all
That's a
of
nice
our
change.
yes, and all of our thoughts and prayers and well wishes go out to the Gandia family.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Also, huge shout out to our Miss Jody.
Yes.
She just sent me a message. She was reading through the GoFundMe for the Gandia family and said to let them know that if they need any help with PR to help get grants or any fundraisers, that she'll donate all her services.
Wow.
That's pretty good. She's amazing.
So
We
You know,
love you, Jody. Thank
She
you.
is.
Jody.
good people.
anything that we can do, what's ours is theirs. and-
65 Media.
Yep, 65 Media. And
Maybe I get to meet Jody in person
I can't wait.
2 times.
I know.
I'm gonna be
We're
in
going to
San.
be in San Diego this year a couple times.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
there
Well,
twice.
you are. I'm only gonna be
Yes,
there once.
I'm driving to San Diego with a cop.
Yeah.
But we are
Have fun.
definitely going to meet her.
Yeah,
And
That's
Dan,
awesome.
and we're going to have a photo shoot and all the things.
that's awesome. Photo
We're
shoot.
going to have a photo shoot.
I
Oh, yeah.
love
San Diego?
pictures.
Mhm.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Jason
those
hates pictures,
She
too.
wants us to get done that she keeps telling us to do. She's like,
Well,
all right,
listen,
well,
I
you're
have
coming.
asked for that from several people that
Yeah.
nobody's
Good talk.
done.
Anyways,
All right.
Jason, 2 minutes. Let's go. Hey, so listen. One of the things that I was going to talk about the show, and like people think I'm going to forget, but I'm gonna leave the show with this whole thing on. A couple people that I like to go fuck themselves. Mr. Exeter Financial is one of those motherfuckers. So you have these people that take advantage of people that don't have a lot. Like people that buy cars from like things like I don't know what's that place called, off lease, owned by the same people. And they basically, you buy a vehicle there, they give you the financing. They don't send you a bill for a year. And then at like month number 12, they send you a bill that you're behind a year. The whole time you're trying to figure out who you send your payments to and stuff. And then they will take your vehicle from you, tow it, not let you pay the amount of money you owe them, and then just resell your vehicle to somebody else and start the vicious chain all over again. So go fuck yourself, because you did that shit to the wrong person, because When you have fuck you money, that's one of the coolest shit you could do, because you could tell somebody go fuck yourself. So like, listen, man, y'all made the wolf mad.
Oh,
Not me.
that's not good.
It's really shitty when people take advantage of people that can't fight for themselves. That is a fucking problem. And I have a problem with that shit. And I cannot live in a world where people do that. So I'm going to always do my best to be a pain in your ass, because I have nothing else to do. So go fuck yourself, Exeter Financial. And you can try to sue the show. By the way, brought to you by PBR, the good people of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 1844. Good. Huh?
Unofficial sponsor.
I don't think you can speak, baby. You're in timeout for 2 minutes. So till the yes, I love you. You're beautiful. And hey, till the next time, if I offended you, I told you at the beginning to shut this shit off. So bye.